and yeah, give gratitude even in the smaller things in life.
Yeah. So you may think of your parents, you may think of your teachers, you may think of your family, and actually you can even think of someone who indirectly gave you that quality. Maybe they hurt you. Maybe someone hurt you, and because of that, you became a better person. You can even thank them in that situation.
Yeah, that's so true. Wow, that's amazing.
Oh,
But like,
no.
at what point does it, you talk a lot about self-confidence and, ego, right, in your book. And at what point does self-confidence become ego?
That's a really good question. So ego does two things. It either makes
Right.
you believe you're the best at everything, or it makes you believe you're the worst at everything. But it wants to be the best of the best or the worst of the worst. It doesn't want to be in the middle. And
Right.
the truth is that real confidence is I'm good at some things and there's some things I'm not so good at. And so the way we stay in self-confidence is by acknowledging our strengths, developing our strengths, working on them, and realizing that some of our weaknesses will be other people's strengths, and some of other people's weaknesses will be our strengths. So I may not be able to dance, I may not be able to sing, but I like to speak and I like to share what I'm sharing. And in the same way, there'll be people in the world. That's why everyone's so complimentary. That's what's so beautiful. The world we live in is that when you recognize your
Yeah.
strengths,
Sorry, I
when
think I
you
lost you there.
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you recognize your own strengths,
Yeah.
you actually learn to recognize and appreciate everyone's strengths. So that's why it's so important to get a good understanding of your strengths. And an important point with strengths is don't confuse inexperience with weakness. Don't think just because you haven't tried something that you're not good at it. So many of us just write things off because we say, oh no, I can't do that. But we've never even tried. And so I'm sure
Yeah.
there's so many things in your life that you've thought you couldn't do, but then when you try it, you realize that you can.
Yeah. True. And I think it's important to also um, learn or realize that I may be good at something, but there's always someone who is better at it out there somewhere in the world, and that kind
Yes.
of brings you a lot more humility. And
Yes.
something that I always I read that somebody wrote about Roger Federer was that Roger Federer he knows that he is the greatest player of all time, but
Hmm.
what he does choose to be is kind.
Yeah.
He's kind about, he's confident. It's not that he's not, he knows he's good, but it's just that he chooses to be kind.
Yes. Yes.
And
Absolutely.
I think that's great because you have to always apply that, when no matter what you do in everything that you
Yeah.
do.
There's a quote that The Rock always shares. So The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the
Yeah.
actor, he always shares this quote. He says, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And so
Yeah.
he's always sharing that. And I think that people ultimately connect with us because of our character and our heart. And ego is just such a turn off as a quality.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, low self-esteem is not good for us as well. And so that's why deeply understanding both of our strengths and our weaknesses, our flaws and imperfections, and also our passions and purpose, to recognize both of them is what brings us joy.
Yeah. True. Yeah. You've given me a lot to think about, so it takes me some time to move on to my question.
No, it's beautiful. This is how it should be. Everyone who's watching, what Pooja is doing is so amazing, because you sitting there and reflecting on it, that's what we all need to do more. Like the way you're responding to every question is exactly what we all need to do more. We need to just take a moment, and we just need to
Yeah.
reflect and accept it, rather than like, okay, what's the next, all right, let's do the next question. And so actually what you're doing,
Yeah.
you're training us, you're teaching everyone who's watching this in how to actually process wisdom. And you know, that's the way it should be done. I'll give you an example. The other day, I posted the book in India,
Right.
to show how well it was doing and how much support I was getting from India. And someone commented saying, I can't believe the book is $329. And it's not, it's rupees or something like that. And so someone
Okay.
commented, they thought it was dollars because they were obviously not from India.
Right.
And they didn't see the rupees sign. And then someone commented and said, no, that's rupees to them. Someone else commented, I didn't comment.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, this should remind me that I need to slow down. And I thought that, like, you know, it was just such a perfect example of like how we judge so quickly, or we try and move on so quickly. But if we just take a moment to really reflect, we actually find the right answers.
Yeah, and I think, you know, your book is something.
Oh, I've lost you.
Yeah, sorry. So I think that, you know, your book does that, because a book like that, I personally feel you really have to read a couple of pages and apply it in your life, you know, because, you know, they say knowledge is power, but I always feel that applied knowledge is power, you know, like what you,
Absolutely.
like what's the point of getting your life experiencing from that? It makes such a big difference in your life, you know. Like
Yes.
I loved where you know, you said about to your to-do list, because I'm someone who loves to write, and I love writing my to-do lists. And I love that you said, like, add a to-be list.
Yes.
What would you like to be? Okay, and in order to do these things, what is what do you have to be?
Yes.
Right? I mean,
Absolutely.
why don't you talk about it? Like, give me an example. I mean, what's in your book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, we say that, and this is a concept that started originating about 10 years ago, and I think it's phenomenal, but it really exists in the Gita as well. And so we're always trying to do more stuff, get more stuff done, try and meet
Yeah.
deadlines. But then we say, oh no, but why am I stressed? Why am I pressured? And it's
Yeah.
because we have to be calm as we do what we want to do. But if
Yeah.
all we're trying to do is get stuff done, then we will be rushed, or we will be hurried, or we will be stressed. So the first thing we have to ask ourselves is, what state of mind do I want to be in when I'm doing this? And actually, if I'm not going to be in the best state of mind, then maybe I should postpone it, or maybe I should do something to get myself in that state of mind. And
True.
that's a much better way of living, because then you'll be happier doing that task. But if you're always just trying to get more done, the best way of thinking about it is this. How many times do you check off everything off your to-do list, but you feel like you're not satisfied? Have you ever felt that way?
Many
You do,
times.
yeah, same. You do everything, but you don't feel satisfied. So what I say to people
Or
is,
the
it's,
other way around, where I've over planned and I've not done
yeah, that
you know,
too, that
much.
too,
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
And that's why the solution to both of them is asking yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will make today feel like a success? It's not how many things I can get done. It's asking myself, what's the one thing I can do today that will make me
Yeah.
feel enthusiastic that today was a good day, and then I'll be
Yeah.
inspired for tomorrow as well.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
But you know, also, especially because, like, I'm a workaholic, you know, and
I can
I
relate.
love being a workaholic. But you know, I think when I plan my to-do list, it's also like I'm always like, okay, what did I get done? What did I get done? What did I? But
Because I'll give you an example. If let's look at the pandemic, for example. The lockdown has been really tough for so many people in so many different ways. And if you ask someone to look for happiness, they'll say, Jay, Kuja, you guys are crazy. Like, how do you find happiness? Like, you know, I've someone died in my family, or I lost my
yeah,
job, or, you know, how do I become happy about that? And that's why we can always find meaning and purpose. So I lost one of my mentors during this time, during COVID. And he actually died not from COVID, but from brain cancer, stage 4 brain cancer. And he had it for a few years. And I miss him, and I loved him deeply, and I can't find any happiness in losing
yeah,
him.
yeah,
But what I can find is meaning. So the way that you find meaning and purpose in a painful situation is that I know what he wanted me to become, and I know the qualities that he lived by. So I
Yeah.
know that if I keep trying to live by those qualities, then he's still living with me. And that if I can be of service, and if I can be aspiring to all the wonderful qualities he had, then I am really doing him justice and doing his life justice. And so looking for meaning and purpose in life will be serving us in the good times and the bad times. But if we
True.
just look for happiness, then it kind of serves us in the good times, but in the bad times, it's just really hard to find.
That's amazing. And finally, I'd like to ask you that, is there one thing that you would wish that someone reading your book takes away? What is like the
Yes.
one thing?
Okay. Before that, I was going to say, Pooja, what I'm most excited about is meeting you when I finally get to come to India. So
Yes,
that's what
you must.
that's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to getting together with you. I was so excited to meet you this year, hoping that I was going to be there. So I'm hoping we get to do that when I come next time and when it's safe. And yeah, really looking forward to connect with you in person. But
For sure. I've always seen your videos, and it's something that's been really inspiring. And I remember when I first saw the video, I was like, who's the Shetty boy? You know, like, what's he doing? What is this about? And it's amazing that I've got to finally do this live with you. And hopefully, once you're here, it'll be great to meet you. And thank you for waking up at 6 a.m. Guys, I have to tell you, whoever's listening out there, it's 6 a.m. where he is right now.
that's why I look like this. The lighting's so bad where I am right now. Look, you can see the light. It's got lighter.
Yeah, I know, but you're looking great. Doesn't look like you've woken up just now.
But
And
whatever.
I was
Yeah.
actually, I've requested him to wake up this early because I wanted more people to be present in India when
course.
we do
Of
this.
course.
And so thank you so much for doing that for me.
No, you're right. And we'll do I'll interview you for my podcast when I come to India so we can do it properly and interview you about your amazing story and your amazing mind and life. But in regards to your question about what's the one thing that I want people to get
Yeah.
from the book, the one thing that I want people to get from the book is I want them to be able to discover their purpose. Because I really believe that when we find our purpose, we'll be confident, not arrogant. We'll be collaborative, not envious or jealous. And that we can start living a life that is true to us and not trying to just please anyone else. And so I really, really hope that people who read this book will discover their purpose and find their passion and be able to serve others in that way. And that would be the best thing in the world, that if we had a world that was full of purpose, then we'd be all better people, better parents, better partners, and we'll start to see a more compassionate, loving world.
Yeah, that's so true, because if you know why you're doing what you're doing, if you have like purpose, you can enjoy someone else's success a little more because you feel like it's great what they're doing, but I know I can contribute in this particular way, you know, and that kind of makes you a little more centered, I would say. So that's great. I think this book will do that for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not an ad, because I have to say that I've actually read the book. And yeah, don't confuse that. But it's a great book, and thank you so much. It's been amazing speaking to you. And
you're so wonderful. You're so wonderful. Honestly, I'm so grateful that we got to spend this time together. And honestly, I'm so grateful for us connecting. And I really look forward to deepening our friendship as well and getting to know each other better.
Yes, let's do that soon once this entire pandemic thing has kind of calmed down.
Definitely.
But have a great day.
Yes, thank you
so much to everyone who's joined in too. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. And I'm just going to take one or two questions quickly.
Yeah,
because
sure.
A lot of people have sent me questions.
Please.
So let me just, you know, the book's name is Think Like a Monk. Yeah, and can they buy the book in Nepal?
Yeah, I believe so. If they go to thinklikeamonkbook.com, then you'll find your local place, or whatever platform you have for books in Nepal, then you'll find it on there. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. So you can go to thinklikeamonkbook.com. And the book's also going to be in 40 languages, including several Indian languages. So if you'd prefer to read it in an Indian language, in your native language, then please look for that on Amazon as well, or the biggest channels, Flipkart and others in India. And then you'll find it in your local language as well. So if you don't want to read it in English, then please go ahead and find it in your language.
Yeah, I think Amazon has it, so online it's available. So I mean, if you've accessed this live, you can just go on Amazon and download the book.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pooja. See you soon. And save this because I want to post it as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.